for it. Hey everyone, how you going? Welcome back to the Dugout podcast. You're joined here with Cal, Jackie, Scouse, and myself. Today we're going to be recapping as usual. Fair bit of Premier League sort of interesting bits and pieces that happened. Champions League, bit to talk about there. We'll probably usually do our usual touch over on the United Europa League game as well, as we do.
We can try not scrap over it this week.
All the boring stuff.
Also we'll have another quiz midway through as well. I've written down a few questions for the boys. And yeah, crack on. How's everyone going?
Good to go.
You're not going to mention that we're going to talk about the World Grand Prix of Darts, you know?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Talking about darts today as well. 108 is just revved up for.
81.
180.
Yeah, but in my world, mate. I was counting in Japanese, all right?
All right. So, should we kick it off with Premier League games from last week?
Yeah.
So the games that we didn't touch on from last week was, I think it began was Palace
and Leeds.
Which
Palace
won 2-1, I believe.
2-1 victory. Edson Odward and Eze with an absolute
screamer. The Eze goal.
Man like Eze.
He's looking good this season.
Man like Edward as well. The finish he made was a proper number 9's finish. Excuse me. Ball whipped in from Elise too. Yeah. Elise, Eze and Edward and Zaha on an assist as well.
Yeah.
Beautiful for Palace.
Their big boys really starting to step up a bit.
Leeds, though, were in it, though. Struik's goal.
Good one.
Scrappy goal, but pulled it out the back pocket.
It's just good seeing these mid-table teams using their youth instead of trying to sign crazy signings and bring in international players from overseas. Like, trusting players like Eze, Elise. So it's good to actually see, these mid-table teams.
Elise's French.
Yeah, but he's young, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, they signed him for a French.
I'm talking more like players like McCarthy and shit. And
they didn't sign him from a French team. They signed him from Reading.
Oh, you dickhead. No.
We're all dickheads.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, Scouse.
Yeah.
Fuck
Cheers.
Callum.
Thanks, mate. I'm going to change my middle name now.
Just young players come through.
Yeah.
That's the one, man. That's what I'm going now.
Young players in general. But what were anything else to add? I don't think.
It was a whole week ago.
Yeah,
I just remember those. Eze's goal was unreal.
Yeah, I remember.
Nice bit of class, bit of quick feet.
Yeah,
bearing it. Yeah, good for Palace. Not so good for Leeds, but I think they're doing all right in their season so far.
This next one is the bit of controversy we can talk about is West Ham versus Fulham. 3-1 win for West Ham, but also pretty clear handball.
Yeah.
And build up to one of the goals.
Definitely.
Scamacca just punching the ball.
There's been a couple of them over the last 2 weeks, handballs, and they're not being given.
And there's been a couple that have been given that are just ludicrous. The one against Rashford, we'll touch on it more when we go to the United game, but that, to me, that's a joke. And this is all pretty much on the same day, the West Ham game.
Gabriel
in the Liverpool game. And then the Rashford one.
Even this week, the games we're going to talk about this week, the Wolves game.
Yeah.
Traore, they got given, the goal came from a soft handball, and then there was 2 handballs.
That was from Nico Williams,
Yeah.
He shot,
that went missing in the game as well, Traore.
Yeah, I seen that, and I thought for sure it was a penalty, but they just
played.
Yeah. So stupid.
There's so much inconsistency for something that's meant to assure consistency, I guess, which is VAR, the idea of VAR. I think that's the problem everyone's got with it at the moment, is that if there's going to be so many sort of inconsistencies, why not just let them ref normally and have a human error? Because now it's just it is a bit of a joke.
It is. They can't make a decision on what's right or wrong.
Yeah, there needs to be clear rules.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Fozcast with Troy Deeney where he was talking about VAR, and he was saying, just take it away, because then it gives you something to talk about in the pub afterwards.
Yeah.
Because we all see 87 different angles of this now, before the game finishes, and you go afterwards, you go, well, you can see quite obviously.
Yeah.
And it's it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't given. What do you say? I'm very much anti-VAR. I think I've said that enough times on here.
I think this year is the worst it's been since it's come out. This year is shocking for VAR.
The standard of refereeing as a whole this season's been
poor.
Every week we've said about shitty, controversial decisions.
Well, while you mentioned Troy Deeney, I just want to reflect on the what was it, the last game of the championship where playoff against Leicester?
Yeah.
What a fucking moment that was. That just popped in my head. Every time I watch that, I got to replay it like 5 times.
It's crazy. Crazy the amount of names involved in that game. Like, it was Knockout taking the penalty for Leicester. And scenes. But yeah, West Ham Fulham.
Should we just backtrack on the Palace Leeds, what our predictions were?
Oh, yeah, we should do. Sorry. Apologies.
Like you're switched on, mate. Even I forgot.
Palace Leeds, Scarcey and Jackie both had it 2-1, the correct result. Benny, you had it 3-2, and I had it 3-1.
Well done, boys.
So there we go.
Jackie.
Likewise for the West Ham Fulham game, Scarcey had it 2-1, Jackie had it 3-1, Benny had it 1-1, and I had it 2-0.
Well done, Jackie. 2 correct results.
Yeah, sure, you buy a lottery ticket in the way.
And now no more for me.
That is where the luck runs out.
Yeah. So that one, a good performance by West Ham. Good to see him pushing their season on. Bowen, Antonio, and Scamacca all on the score sheet.
Yeah.
Fulham definitely don't look the same without
Mitro,
but it's kind of
they're starting to fall away a bit. I think I think it was always going to happen, but it'll be interesting to see if they can sort of sustain some sort of consistency.
Yeah, I'd like to touch on Mitro when we talk about this week's games, but I'm just saying that so I put a reminder on my head to bring it up.
Let's get on to the main event of last game week then. At the Emirates Stadium was the top of the table Arsenal beating mid-table Liverpool 3-2. Martinelli started things off in well under a minute.
Yep.
Ooh.
Let's get into it, boys. What did you think? How do you feel? Obviously, there was some contentious decisions, but
yeah, for me, I'm not disappointed in the game itself. Like, we shouldn't have conceded in the first minute, but besides that, I was just more pissed off at the refereeing more than Liverpool's performance. I don't think we performed badly. I think there was just some bullshit decisions, which then went against us, and the points that were separated between us.
Yeah, it sounds like whenever you say that it's like the referee, it sounds like you're bitter, but like there's so many decisions that just went against us.
Well, Saka's
like
offside,
on another day,
Gabriel's handball.
you give a penalty for us.
Saka wasn't offside.
He was running back from offside position, and there was no.
The Premier League come out and said that he's offside. They couldn't prove he was because they didn't have the technology working at the time. So they had to go with the ref's decision. That's legit.
Was that for the Martinelli goal?
Yes, that's for the Saka offside.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's the penalty. I don't know how you cannot give that.
The handball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Jesus one where he's just flopped like a fish.
So yeah, I think me analysing this game, I'm not disappointed in Liverpool performance or any of the plays. I think it's just one of those games where it's just like, oh, fuck, what can you do? Like, if shit's not going for you.
I don't even care if I sound better right now because
I think it's interesting. I watched this full game as well, and I thought Arsenal completely deserved it. As much as the refereeing was pretty much a shambles, I thought Arsenal looked so much better than Liverpool. I'm actually quite interested that you guys are saying that it's more of a refereeing issue than the performance issue, because I thought Liverpool were way off it. They didn't look anywhere near as good as Arsenal. Maybe I did look at the stats afterwards, and it didn't really shine a light on what I sort of saw. But I don't know. I just thought in possession, Liverpool looked terrible. Like, they weren't creating anything really. Whereas Arsenal, when they had the possession, they were doing a lot more. They were a lot more dangerous. The shots, I think, are pretty similar as well. But
shots on target, 7 for Arsenal, 3 for Liverpool, 11 shots in total for Arsenal, 8 for Liverpool.
Yeah, so very similar sort of shot total. But I just thought, I just thought Liverpool didn't look good at all. That's just my view. I thought, it was pretty clear that Arsenal were the better team. I think even with even with the refereeing decisions, Arsenal deserved that win, personally.
2 huge injuries for Liverpool as well.
Yeah.
Luis Diaz now out
3
for the end
season.
of the year.
3 massive injuries.
Who else?
That's it.
Did he get injured?
Joel, yeah.
I know I touch on it all the time, but Trent going off was the best thing that could happen for Liverpool.
No.
Gomez played way better than Trent did when he come on. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that second goal was fucking criminal defensively.
Yeah, he was at fault for 2 goals that Arsenal scored.
I know you boys don't want to talk about it, but when it's that obvious, you got to make a comment. It was terrible.
The first,
I don't think we've ever denied that Trent's made defensive mistakes, though. It's not like we're just blind, like, oh, no, he's best defender in the world. Like, we admitted he made mistakes, we know that, but I think in terms of dropping plays, just because he's having moments like that, I don't agree with, especially when he delivers in every other aspect as well in terms of going forward. I don't think you can put the blame fully on Trent. It does go 50-50 with tactics and philosophies that the coach is putting in as well. So for me, dropping him doesn't benefit him in any sense, in my opinion. But I don't think it's a good thing for him or Liverpool that he's being injured. It's good for Joe Gomez because he's back from injury now, so we can try and pick up some form so we can get some game time in, because I do like him at right back. I also like him at centre back too, because he offers what Matip doesn't with his pace. And he's able to track back if he does make a mistake. And you saw that against Arsenal too. Like, he did make some mistakes at right back, but he was able to have the pace to be able to make up for it as well. So it's really good seeing that from Gomez, because I guess that's another thing that Trent doesn't offer, is pace. He doesn't have the legs in him to run. So it's good to see if we do make a mistake in right back, Gomez is more than capable to make up for it just by fucking putting in a sprint.
Just quickly on that, when you said you don't think it's a good thing for Trent to be dropped for his his progression, surely it starts becoming more about Liverpool than Trent, because for me, like, it's not helping Liverpool, Trent playing. He's not playing well. And I know you guys think that, you know, going forward he's all that, which he is. He's good. He's a good player
in the Premier League.
He's a good player going forward, yeah. But he's, like, in that game against Arsenal, he looked terrible going forward, I thought.
Yeah, but it's easy to blame one player. If we're dropping players on form, the whole team would be on the bench nearly.
Yeah, I know, but like I don't know. To me, he's making standout errors that other players aren't making, and I think for so long that gets overshadowed because he's so good going forward. But the fact that he's not really doing anything going forward this season means that it's sort of like, why don't you bring in Joe Gomez to sort of shore up? Because I'm not an idiot. I know that it's a team thing. Like, it's not just Trent.
Yeah, but his like delivery's still there. His passing ability's still there. It's like, it's not his fault people aren't getting on the end of it. Like, a big factor in Liverpool that's happened this season is we're not scoring enough either. Like, we've had 2 big wins in the season, but besides that, we're not getting enough goals. So it's hard to put Trent not getting the assist on Trent if the people in front of him on finishing the chances as well. But
That's a fair point.
There's so many other players in our team that are not performing. So if we are dropping players on form, like, we'll be having a lot of players sitting on that bench. And I think the problem is bigger than right back. And I know that's just the main focus week in, week out, because Trent makes a mistake and then that's where all the pressure goes to. But
Yeah.
what do you think, Jack?
I don't think it was at fault for the first goal.
No, neither. I just want to hang shit on him now. Second goal, though. Like, first goal, there's not much you can do. Second goal, though.
I'm struggling to remember that goal.
When he's backtracking and Henderson's got his man covered and
he runs
essentially
over.
the centre goes to him and then
And then he
Well,
runs
I don't
about
think
another 8 yards.
Martinelli
past.
stops and he just keeps going and then it's like, oh. And then Saka is exactly where.
Yeah. I don't think that's Trent as well. I think it's Trent.
Oh, I can't. That's,
No, let me finish. It's Trent and Hendo there.
But
Because
Hendo had him covered.
Hendo doesn't know Trent's
No,
there.
he didn't, because he's cut Hendo.
Yeah, he
He's
cut
gone
Hendo.
on-
Yeah, that's fair.
If I'm Hendo and Trent is here, Martinelli comes that side of Hendo.
Yeah. So he
What I'm saying is there needs to be better communication probably between both of them, and say Trent needs to be telling Hendo, because Trent's behind at this time. Trent needs to be saying, cover the inside. Because
to Hendo.
Yeah.
Nah, you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
There needs to be
Trent's nowhere
always
near him.
conversation.
Trent, they're tracking back. Trent is the centre back.
Yeah.
Hendo is tracking the runner. He's tracking Martinelli. He has him for, like, he doesn't lose him. He's side by side with him, and he loses him when he cuts back. And if Trent is still at centre back, the pass to Saka isn't on. But Trent runs over and tries to double up on Martinelli, but which would have worked if Trent had read the cutback, which still would have been wrong.
Goal now,
it still would have been wrong thing to do. But considering neither of them read the cutback, it just makes them both look bad.
Yeah.
But Trent going over was the complete wrong thing to do in that
There's
situation.
no need to take that space.
No, he was just trying to run back to his original position, but wasn't aware of who was around him when he did it.
Yeah,
which was he should have not sprinted to right back in that sense.
Yeah. It looked really strange when he sprinted out. I'm admitting that.
Yeah.
But when you're in that situation, you can't then just teleport back. So I'm saying when he's sprinted, he has to be talking.
Yeah, but that again should be on Trent.
Yeah,
he should say to Hendo.
Yeah,
okay,
that's why I said it's Hendo and Trent for me.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, shout out to Bobby Firmino because he's the only bloke that can fucking put the ball in the back.
And this is why it's fucking FSG out. They're not going to give him a new contract. His contract's up at the end of the year. He's going to leave on the free, and that's it.
Give it. Yeah, shout out Bobby Firmino. Shout out Nunez for being a clown too.
He's shit.
Scoring an
He's so
equalising
shit.
goal and doing the cry face celebration. What a fucking donut. I love passion in football, but also don't be a donut.
I really don't rate him at all.
What about when Cancelo's shushing Southampton's crowd?
Yeah,
He's a donut.
Well, scoring the 94th minute against Ammonia, going absolutely skits like they won the Champions League.
Yeah, winning goal. Not equalising goal. Not crying
It's
like you just saved the world. Yeah.
No, but I'm all for it. He just gives me that Suarez vibes. He's just a shit house.
Yeah, I don't really care about the celebration at all, but I just think he's rubbish. I'm not impressed at all by him.
Just blanket rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal as well, top of the table.
Did you hear, just quickly, did you guys hear Klopp's comments?
No.
About not being able to afford what the big teams afford?
Well, this is another typical media thing. He gets asked these specific questions, which he has to give a specific answer to. Then they cut out the question, the context around it, clip what he says, and then he put that out there and then try and brand managers to look bad. It happens to every manager. He was just answering a question about... The question was basically around, what do you think about these clubs spending big and you're not having the ability to do so?
Yeah.
So we had to answer that question. And I think it's not like he just came out and said it randomly. He's just getting asked these questions. And
wouldn't his answer then be, we are spending big, we just spent £90 million on a striker?
No, but I think the way he looks at it, he's like, I'm only buying these players because we sell players to buy them. Because our net spend over 7 years is like 90 mil.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's crazy. And you see players like teams like City and United and shit like spend hundreds of millions on players and giving them like 400 or 500k contracts and all these crazy bonuses. He was just stating the obvious. He's like, look, we don't have this money that these other teams have. And he didn't say out the blue, he was just answering the question he was asked. And he was just saying, look, we don't have the money, basically.
Yeah, they were definitely fishing for a title.
Yeah,
but
they're loaded
Loaded questions.
Yeah.
But it's true. For me, Klopp's done fucking fantastic with what he got with Liverpool and what he's done with Liverpool. I think with times like this, when we are having a bumpy spell, I'm not really stressed about it because
I think it's a good way to be.
I just
That's
trust
why
Klopp.
I'm going to defend whatever Liverpool do, to be honest.
Yeah. Like I've seen our team be in the worst positions ever and overcome that and prove people wrong. So I just always have that belief, like no matter how much of a bad spell we're in, I always believe we'll be back to our best very soon.
Fair point.
Yeah. For me, Arsenal in this game,
Marvelous.
got to give them credit. Like they scored 3 goals.
Nice.
Defended fucking pretty solid.
How good is Saliba, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Unreal.
yeah.
Arsenal's attack, like they're so fluid going forward.
You look at that Arsenal team now. I mean, shout out to Arteta. I gave him stick in the preseason. I gave Arsenal stick in the preseason.
You 6, weren't they?
Yeah, 6.
I mean, season's not over yet, boys. But
You also slated Scott McTominay last week.
yeah,
Scored a winner against Ammonia.
He had one good touch, and don't even get me started on fucking Scott. But yeah, this Arsenal team, Bukayo Saka and Martinelli are fucking
Unreal.
best men. They are world class players, and they're so aggressively young and so good. Like
I wouldn't say world class, but they are top level. I think world class is a crazy, like world class. I think we put so many people in our world class level.
Yeah.
And I think like they're just below world class, but they got that potential just to be.
I think that the way they're playing is world class, but to be world class, you have to continue it for a good period of time.
That's going to be after topic for future episodes. Do some sort of tiering.
Tier list.
Tier list, yeah.
I think we're going to end up fucking punching on this.
Scott McTominay, world class.
You're fucking window. I'm putting your head through that window. But Granit Xhaka too. Credit to that man for the turnaround he's had. Like, you look at the last couple seasons where he was booed off the field, threw the armband, threw his shirt, was ready to leave the club, had a deal with Roma in this transfer window that fell through. But the man's balling. Like,
ever since he got that Cockney haircut,
he's fucking one of the boys. It's crazy.
Was it this game where he flicked it over Matip's head and fucking in the box and volleyed it? Yeah. Oh man, that was. I thought for sure he'd score that. Yeah, just the form he's in. I was like,
on his left too.
Yeah,
filthy bloke. I mean,
we should have his shit. I reckon.
Their big number 9. The goals have slowed down aggressively. Old Gabby Jesus. He's still having the impact in games, but the goals have definitely slowed down. But I mean, Martinelli and Saka are fucking banging them in for fun.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about Arsenal is they've got goals from everywhere. They've got like their centre halves are both scoring goals as well, and then you've got Xhaka who's definitely contributing. Odegaard, who's ridiculously good in my opinion. I think he pulls the strings in that team for sure.
World class.
He's playing world class. Once again, it's hard. It's I mean, 10 games into a season, you can't really call them world class, but they're definitely playing.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of them too are probably going to stay at home in December. So them and Man City are both in a pretty good spot when they come back for having their players fueled up and fight on. So we actually have a title race this year, which is a crazy thing.
Maybe.
Potentially. We'll see when they...
I think everyone's still ruling it out. I think pretty much the general consensus is that City will run away with it.
Yeah.
But Arsenal doing damn thing at the moment, so hats off to them.
Well, they got a big game next week against City.
Yeah, that'll be a good... I mean, we said Liverpool will be a good teller. They overcame that hurdle, so...
There's only one team that stopped them so far.
Best team in the league.
And they played at Goodison Park. Manchester United 2, Everton 1.
Just before,
predictions for that one.
It was a lovely segue.
Such a good segue, you fucking dog. Just let me roll with it. Arsenal, Liverpool. So, Scass, you had it 3-2 to Liverpool. Jackie, you had it 3-1 to Liverpool. No. Benny, you had it 2-0, and I had it 3-1
to Arsenal.
So there we go.
Well done, Cal.
Thank you, mate. On we go to a game that started and ended terribly for Manchester United. Alex Iwobi absolutely twatted in the first goal in 5 minutes. Fucking unreal hit too.
Yeah. Men's been hearing my comments on the podcast and he's been showing up since.
Absolutely like the shapeage on it, the movement on it.
It's good for
this game this season as a whole has been fantastic, but this game he was fucking ferocious.
It was good.
Chasing everything down. Anthony, 3-3 in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Beautiful again. Left foot, far corner.
Yeah.
Good luck trying to stop it. And then the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Real Madrid link up for Cristiano Ronaldo's record-breaking 700th goal in club football. Ooh. Pretty standard at the end of the day, but great work by Casemiro to win the ball back off Iwobi and just immediately, bang, play that ball down that left-hand side, straight into the space.
I think he took it off Gay.
No, it was Iwobi.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Gay. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure Gay lost it a few times and almost scored on him.
What do you think about all this criticism around Ronaldo? Because I think he played like one bad game, and then now everyone's saying like he's passive, he's old.
No, well, I've not played him just one.
Yeah, game. I think I've been his biggest critic as well. But you know, he's definitely not been at it, and it's not one bad game. He's played 3 or 4 probably this season where even if he comes on for a short spell, he's just not really.
Doesn't look lively, and even in this game, he wasn't particularly lively.
Yeah, like he didn't play too bad, but he scored. I think he could have had an assist at one point. I can't remember who it was on the end of it, but he did decent. But you're seeing, I think in this game as well, there were points where you see sort of his downfalls, and which is his selfishness, in my opinion, which made him such a good striker years ago, but now. When he's being selfish, he's in offside positions, trying to come back, and he's too slow to get back, and then he still has the shot, whereas he could leave it. There was probably 2 chances where he could leave the ball to someone who's onside in a better position, and he tries to take it. And they're sort of his downfalls, I think. But he's still a very good player.
Does he go in January or no?
I think you wouldn't sell him because nobody wants to pay for him.
No one can afford him.
Yeah, I was just confused because before the season started, he was trying to force a move to leave, wasn't he? But the club rejected it. But he's not playing.
Club didn't reject it. No one wanted to buy him.
Nobody came in for
They
him.
wanted Sporting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Sporting
didn't want to pay for him.
They couldn't afford him.
The only people that would do it are Chelsea if Ed Lasso fucking pulls a trigger on it, and that's purely to sell shirts.
Yeah.
They're only doing that to sell shirts.
What's his contract?
I think he's on like
I think it was
£500,000 a week or something like that.
Fucking hell.
He's tied highest paid player with, or maybe he is the highest.
I think he's highest in the league.
Yeah,
Haaland with his bonuses, he's like a
Yeah.
million.
Haaland's bonuses are three.
yeah, like
You can't really knock him; he deserves it.
Yeah,
yeah, but I wouldn't say that this is like it because this was his goal was like him rolling back the clock, but for the most part, he doesn't put the graft in, and then he's the first to
like slate players.
throw his hands up and
Yeah.
carry on like that. It's hard. It's a hard one. There is a spot for him in this team, I believe. I don't think it's as a solo striker. I don't think that benefits him because he doesn't want to do the work. He doesn't want to press. He doesn't want to do those things. But obviously, when our injuries are kind of subsided, when Martial's back and fit, he's going to have more of that spot off the bench. So, do we want to be paying that much money for someone on the bench? Probably not.
No, I think best thing for United is he goes in January, but it won't. We can't really have it. I don't think.
Depends how much money Chelsea are willing to pay.
I don't think Potter will want him as much as Tuchel didn't want him. So I don't think it'll work. But I don't think Potter's probably got the pull that Tuchel had.
Oh, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I can't comment on the fucking.
So it's going to be interesting. I think Chelsea are probably the only ones that can afford him, unless I think the only other option for me would be Sporting if he's willing to take like a fucking.
It'd be a loan deal where we still pay like 70% of his wages, which is
completely useless. Yeah, just keep him there. Yeah. If you're going to do that, just keep him at the club.
Why is it always when we talk about an Everton game, we somehow end up on Chelsea? That's what we always do.
Yeah, true.
No, shout out to Everton. I think they played well in this game. Yeah.
The last 10 minutes were fucking so Everton heavy, except for Rashford's goal being disallowed.
Well, that was the turning point. That should be a goal every single day of the week. That should be a goal, and that would have killed the game off. Yeah. The fact that it wasn't just gave Everton a spark, and we sat in, and that was like, it was. And to be fair, James Garner's hit right near the end, almost fucking leveled it for him.
Holy fuck!
He had a score.
If he'd have scored, it would have been
very angry podcast. Yeah,
it would have been Gallagher-esque the way he scored against Palace the other week. Back to Chelsea, Gallagher-esque the way he scored against Palace the other week, like letting your midfielder go. Yeah, but I want to give a special shout out to my boy Rafael Varane, who was sensational in this game. Everything that came in the box, he got his big head around or a foot to, or especially towards the end of that last 10 minutes when they were just flipping balls in. Every time it was Varane throwing his big head on the end of it.
Are you sure he played? I thought he came on as a sub in like
Did
the 90th.
he come on as a sub? He might come on as a sub.
Like the last 2
Yeah, no, he definitely did. He definitely did for Ericsson. It was just those last 10 minutes.
For the 60 seconds he was on, he was fucking superb.
Yeah.
No, those last 10 minutes he was on, he was fucking
ball.
sublime. Nah,
He's got 100%
Good shout,
heading rate.
he came off rant. Yeah, no, fuck that. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I didn't say anything.
Fucking hell. How embarrassing.
Yeah.
I was listening, I was like, okay. I didn't want to say anything. I was like, I don't want to act like a dickhead.
All right, look.
Casemiro, but he's, I think...
Casemiro, that's who I got. The
Delvin Madrid superstar.
Casemiro played well, I thought. A couple of mistakes. He was at fault for the Everton goal. I thought he lost the ball in midfield. Bit sloppy. But other than that, he was very tidy. I think he got man of the match on the day as well, which is pretty good for him. But yeah, in general, I thought we were decent. What?
Cristiano.
Yeah, Cristiano. They gave man of the match.
I think
Cristiano,
actually,
but I think that's just for I don't think that's real.
I think it's just the app thing. I think it's a
Yeah,
voting
I think
thing.
it was Casemiro.
Yeah.
But another player that I thought played well, Luke Shaw, who came back in for Tyrone Malaysia.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
He looks way more
solid.
up for it.
Yeah,
Dallo
looks fitter,
too.
a lot fitter too. Yeah, just generally not a bad performance. It was a good game. Rashford looked, I thought, really good throughout. He's still sort of. I think he's good, a lot better off the left. You can see that,
Gets a lot more opportunities, but
that diagonal run. He's just so fucking. He's got that down lock.
so quick. That's
Yeah.
his problem. He's quick and he's
The touch, his touch as well is a joke. Like when they over the top balls that we ping him, when he takes them down, like that is hard to do, and he manages to do it time and time again.
What was Predicciones?
Predicciones for that one were Scassy, you had it 2-1 to Manchester United.
Fucking let's go.
Jackie, you had it 1-0. Benny, you had it 1-0 to Manchester United, and I had it 2-0 to Manchester United.
Well done, Scouse.
So
That's
last
my first time celebrating United win.
Yeah. That's your first time backing us, I think.
So the last game of last week, as we are now over half an hour into this podcast and not even got to this week yet,
Yeah, true.
is a game that was played 1-1, Forest and Villa. Ashley Young and Emmanuel Dennis scoring the goals.
Big
Dean
drop
Henderson.
points for Villa. Big drop points.
Yeah, they should have been winning that game.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to start taking points from
From what I
games
remember, they
should
weren't
win.
particularly fantastic.
No, they weren't. I
Against
thought-
Forest.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a whole week ago. I don't really remember, but 1-1 Forest.
What I remember from this game was Nico.
Sorry, boys.
Nico Williams was shaping up with someone. There was a bit of a fight near the benches.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and sort of a bit of a scuffle. That's all I remember from this game, to be honest.
I mean, Forest, they're ticking out. They're not picking up. I mean, I think they're, after this game week, now sat dead last in the Premier League, perhaps. Yeah. Concerning. Just giving Steve Cooper a new contract.
A point, but against Villa is good for them. I think stemming off that would be good. They need to start racking up points however way they can. And I think did they do all right this week too?
No, they lost to Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But they did play okay, sort of.
Yeah.
It was a tight because they could have equalised with the penalty.
With the handball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's just fly through this because it's
Predictions for, I mean, it was what it was. Scass, you had it 3-1 Villa. Jackie, you had it 3-2 Villa. Benny, you had it 4-2 Villa. And I had it 2-1 Villa.
We'll expect a bit of the goals, fair say.
Yeah, fucking stupid ass. And onto this game week. Onto this game week, starting things off with an absolute barn burner of an affair. Lol jokes. Oh, actually, no, it was. It was Brentford Brighton. So it was actually a really good game.
Yeah.
Ivan Toney with a double.
Ivan Toney doing the damn thing. The week I benched him in fantasy, goes out and scores 2 goals, a bastard. From
He
the
scored
spot,
20 penalties out of 20.
20 for 20 on pens.
Yeah.
And his finish was fucking sublime.
A little flick.
Little cheeky flick.
Yeah.
I want to give a special shout out to the Brentford goalkeeper as well, Raya. He really kept him in this game.
Yeah.
Brighton definitely had the chances to, scrape a draw or push for a win. Solly March had an absolute sitter full for him.
I feel like he has one of those almost every fucking game he plays, Solly Marge, and he always misses it.
But yeah, Raya was massive.
Brentford had a good season.
Brentford are so hit and miss.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You can't tell if they're going to win against a really good team or absolutely fucking get pumped by a shit team. So it's so
hot
on
and
and
cold.
off.
Yeah, beating Brighton is such a good result, especially how Brighton have been playing this season.
Yeah. For them, I think the Potter rebound period is starting to take a bit of an effect.
Yeah.
I think
it's their first drop point since he left. But
they also played a flat 4-4-2 by the looks of it, which is very
interesting.
I think that's Zagreb, whatever his name is, getting his hands into that team. But yeah, I mean, shout out to Brentford doing the damn thing. Shout out to David Raya.
I don't think any of us predicted Brentford win on that game.
We did not, no.
Yeah, we all
We've all gone Brighton.
Yeah, Scassi had it 2-0 Brighton. Jackie had it 3-1 Brighton. Benny had it 3-1 Brighton. And I had it 1-0 Brighton, Hove Albion. Another absolute stinker of a game now. Leicester versus Crystal Palace.
Leicester just cannot get their season going.
A 0-0 draw at the King Power.
I really expected Palace to put them away, but I have to say.
Yeah,
It's
both
a bit
teams had
concerning
chances.
when you're playing at home and your goalkeeper gets man of the match
Yeah.
for Leicester. Danny Ward got man of the match.
Did he?
It was just one of those games every time, I was saying before the podcast, just every time the ball went forward, it went back.
Yeah.
There was just no eagerness to shoot or create an attack. It was just, we'll sprint up the field, get the ball to the corner, then pass it back to the defense, then just play possession for 5 minutes, then lose the ball, and then go to the other end and repeat back. And it's just, it wasn't that much an interesting game. I reckon Elise looked good. Not Elise, Eze looked good.
Yeah.
It just wasn't being able to get the final pass. So everything he did building up to the final moment, it was great. But yeah, it's just one of those games where no one was running off while he was feeding.
I've said it every week, and I'll say it again now. I think Brendan Rodgers, I think it is like he keeps trying the same
You've
thing.
seen that they had to can the the announcements at the stadium
Yeah.
because they were like
Brendan out.
yeah, Brendan out and like what was the other one?
That's so rough.
There was another one,
There's-
but
Yeah, it's like
But
Rogers,
Zach.
Zach
Rogers.
Rogers.
like
Happy birthday to Zach Rogers.
it's just he keeps trying this 4-1-4-1, and he keeps pushing Madison out wide. And
Yeah, right mid.
Madison is a top goal scorer.
Yeah.
You're pushing him out wide, like get him involved, get him on the ball. When you got your strikers not finding the bit, like not having that final ball.
Yeah.
Barnes and Madison are their main
Yeah,
like creative outlets. You need them on the ball, in and around, like get involved in the play.
Even like Tillman, he was trying his hardest to get involved in this game. Every time we drop into a position, no one was giving him the ball.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where it's like sprinting back to the defense, like a centre back, just to get the ball.
Yeah,
Because no one was feeding it to him. Yeah.
Yeah. You boys obviously gave me a bit of flack for calling it a few weeks ago, saying Rogers is a stinker and it's time to go. But I think the longer Leicester leave it now, the harder it's going to be for them when they bring in a new manager to be in a position to fight out of relegation.
But isn't the problem finances? They can't afford the sack.
Yeah, well, nobody knows. That's the thing. You don't see it anywhere. You don't see him even looking to replace him. So
Yeah.
I think our issue was with what you said was that Rogers isn't a stinker,
well, he is a
but
stinker.
his time at Leicester, I think, might be up.
Yeah,
But he's definitely not. He's definitely done well with where he's managed.
it's the
I
definition of insanity. What he's doing. It's
Just
keep
trying,
the same thing and hoping for different results. Like the Forest result, every week that goes on after it looks like more and more of just an anomaly.
Yeah,
I mean, I think this draw actually takes them now above Forest in the league, so they're not
second last.
Yeah, they're not
They're
dead
tied
bottom.
on points. They're 5 points each. Yeah, just goal difference.
something
just stubborn.
needs to change.
Yeah. He's just stubborn with his tactics, by the looks of it.
Wow.
But-
He's always been that way, Andy as well. Like,
Yeah, I remember those days.
fuck me.
Yeah.
But also just like
Just fucking defend.
sit in front of the fucking ball. But yeah, 0-0 draw.
I'm so bitter, eh? Holy shit.
Scarcely.
Why are you bitter?
I'm talking about fucking 2014 still.
Moving swiftly on. Scarce had it 2-2. Jackie had it 2-1 Palace.
Guess the
Benny had
draw.
it 3-1 Palace, and I had it 2-1 Palace also.
Oh, Scousey.
Another draw against two teams that came up last season.
Shout out to Bournemouth. They've done so well since the Liverpool smacking. I don't think they've lost since.
I think
they haven't lost.
that game's an anomaly for both teams.
What?
The 9-0.
Yeah.
I think it's just a mixing pot of madness that day. Both teams for the result to be as it was. This one, Bournemouth took the lead 2 minutes, minute and a half ish.
Big Dom Solanke,
Great
wasn't it?
finish from Dom.
Yeah.
Very
Good
natural.
link-up play.
Yeah.
1-2.
Philip Billing,
Yeah,
just quietly.
yeah. I mentioned him last week on the pod. How good he's been, and another good performance against Fulham.
Especially Solanke. I'm keen to see more of him now he's back from injury. Like banging over 30 goals last season. I'm keen to see what he does in the Prem now as he's get a bit more experience under his belt.
I had a little thought about this game in that both teams kind of don't feel the pressure because they played each other so many times last season. Like, you kind of come in, and also there's a bit of rivalry because obviously Scott Parker was former Fulham manager before he was Bournemouth manager. So when they played last year, there was that natural intensity between the two.
I think that mindset nearly killed Fulham. It's not Fulham, probably more so Mitrovic. Like, he did not even feel like he was asked to sharp. Like, a ball will come over the top, and instead of like trying to compete for a header, he would just go, just watch it fly over him. Like, he didn't try and compete for anything.
This is his first game back from injury, isn't it?
Mitrovic, yeah.
Did he come off the bench? I thought he came off the bench.
No. I believe he started.
Somehow he was fucking man of the match. According to the Premier League website, he was man of the match in this game.
I don't really go off that anymore.
Yeah, it's fucking bollocks, if you ask me. But yeah,
popularity contest, that one.
Shout out to both Fulham and Bournemouth doing well in the Prem this season for what they've done so far.
Yeah, obviously, I think we had both go straight back down. So
You think they both will?
I think we predicted both of them to go straight back down.
Oh, yes, we
Start of the
did.
season, so
Yeah.
yeah, and especially once Scott Parker left, I said they might not get any more points this season at all. But
How wrong we were.
how wrong we were. I mean, yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Issa Diop as well.
Yeah.
Finally.
I think that's his first game for Fulham as well.
Finally
His
getting
first
into-
start.
Yeah.
Also, Bobby D. Cordova-Reid playing fucking right back.
Was he?
Yeah, played right back for Fulham today. Because I guess Mbabu must be injured. No,
Yeah,
he was on
he
the.
did.
He was just on the bench. So Bobby D. Cordova-Reid, who's been playing
Interesting.
striker for them,
Yeah.
playing right back. Shout out Marco Silva for his genius tactics. Yeah, credit the boys. 2-2 draw. Well done, lads. Predictions for this one. Scassi had it 0-0. Jackie had it 0-0. Benny had it 2-1 Fulham, and I had it 0-0.
The only one to get that wrong. Fantastic.
So close to the correct, though.
Yeah.
This game, a game full of controversy. Two teams that I can imagine seeing in and around the relegation zone come the end of the season: Wolverhampton Wanderers and Nottingham Forest.
You see the shithousery online?
No.
Before the game, Forest social media, like Twitter or Instagram or something, they posted the photo of one of their players in a Forest shirt playing with little cub wolves. Like, and the caption was "Playtime begins." And at the end of the game, Wolves posted an axe and a piece of wood saying "Playtime over."
Fuck.
That's good.
That's some sublime shit.
Yeah, they have, like, those pages have nothing to do really with the team.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that
Yeah.
admins of the pages just fucking do that.
Yeah.
I feel like Diogo Costa would have took over the phone and posted that photo.
Yeah.
Give me the phone. No, Forest were a bit unlucky with the penalty shout. With
Forest
the
were
handball.
really unlucky, and obviously to miss a penalty as well.
Yeah. Brennan Johnson. Good save from
Great
Sarr.
save from Jose.
Yeah.
And it was a good, strong shot to parry it away as well. Well out of danger. Huge.
I love seeing the atmosphere when the home team saves a penalty. It's like a goal. It scored.
Rev up, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Wolves again, very lucky. There's a bit of a connection for him between Traore and Costa. In those, because he's getting to he's just doing what he does. But his balls in were fucking shite.
Yeah.
The highlights I watched this morning, like, he's just it doesn't matter where people are, he's putting them into the same areas or just fucking way over the back.
He's getting no pace on him. He's like just chipping them in.
Yeah.
He's putting it in the air.
So soft, but
He is dangerous, but like he was definitely there. They weren't shutting him down. I didn't understand it at all. They sort of let him cross, which I think is a mistake. But
yeah.
For Wolves to be better this year, I feel like Traore is a big part
yeah,
because he can be anything really.
yeah.
Concern for Wolves though is not a goal from open play. Like they're struggling for goals.
It's a classic Wolves performance, really, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
fucking bit boring.
Yeah, it
like-
really is.
But like if they want to be exciting, and I feel like they have the potential for that, Traore needs to get his head out of his ass and just fucking play football.
Well, to be fair, he's since the caretaker's come in, like he started both games.
better, yeah.
So Bruno Lage wasn't really playing him that much. Like he'd come
Yeah.
off the bench and he
Oh.
wasn't really getting the minutes.
It'd be hard to get yourself up when you know you're out of favour with the manager.
Yeah,
Obviously.
But also news this week, I think I mentioned before the potty that Nuno
Espirito Santos.
back in talks for the job at Wolves. Apparently he's considering whether or not it's best for him and his family to come take the job again. Which,
Weird one.
I mean, could be good, could be like a Mourinho style thing where he comes back to Chelsea and just does another madness, or it could be absolutely hooning up the gaff like he did at Tottenham. And
be interesting to see.
Yeah,
well, they haven't looked exciting really since Nuno left.
Well, he'll get Traore going again. I hope.
Yeah,
I fucking love watching him.
They need stability, Wolves. That's what they need at the moment. They need someone who can come in and just steady the ship, much like what what's his name, Gary O'Neill has done for Bournemouth, and Frank did for Everton, I guess. Yeah. So they need that.
And Dean Brown.
Dean Brown.
Dugout legend.
So a 1-0 win here at the Molineux for Wolves. Scassi, you had it 1-0 Wolves. Yes. Jackie, you had it 2-1 to Wolves. Benny, you had it 1-0 Wolves. And I had it as a 0-0 draw, which it should have been. And then finally for this week, so far, we go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in a 2-0 win for the Spurs against Everton.
I think Spurs are quite lucky, and especially in the first half, that Everton can't finish.
Yeah, I think
very lucky.
In the first half, particularly, they kind of just left themselves open to getting played around with a little bit.
Silly mistakes in midfield. In the first half.
There was 2 big chances for Everton in that first half. Damari Gray's over the bar. We could have cut back. No, it was Onana. He drove. Who I wanted a little special mention as well. I didn't touch on him on the United game, but he was probably the most impressive player for me in the United game for Everton and against Spurs as well, decent. So,
shout out to Frank for doing well. Like fucking other side of this season, it was rocky, but he's done well on building that midfield now.
Even the back end of last year, like kind of when he just they weren't getting results, but you could see they were building that defensive backing, and now like their defense is so solid.
Pretty much to survive the relegation. He just said we're going to be solid.
Yeah.
The thing they're missing now is a striker.
Yeah, DCL got some minutes against United, but
he got some minutes against Spurs too. Come on,
did he too?
Yeah,
did too. Oh yeah, for Neil. Oh Neil.
Oh Neil.
Good to see him back in Spurs. You're never out the game when you have Harry Kane in it. I think he was. He's the second half. He really came alive. I think they were much better when they bought Basuma on as well.
I can't imagine Kane going his whole career without winning the trophy. That shit just baffles me.
Yeah.
How good he is. Like, not even an FA Cup, not a Carabao Cup. Like, come on, mate.
He's a victim.
Come on, mate.
He's a victim of being a bit Spursy, I think. But he's so dangerous. The second half, he had so many chances. Pickford was brilliant. If he actually had long arms, he would have saved Kane's penalty.
Yeah. Pickford's a mistake, giving that penalty in the first place because he fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
He did that a couple of times.
It's a big error, but
it's also unlucky too because he sees it late and tries to scoop it. And Kane, if Kane's there, he's going to make the most of it. It's world class.
I'm surprised Pickford didn't try and argue that Kane needed him in the head.
He did. He went up to the ref and he's like saying something to the ref. But there's nothing
because he's put himself in the way of Kane. To do it.
Kane's experienced and smart enough to know how to draw that penalty.
Yeah.
And, it's a definite penalty.
But and Højbjerg's goal as well.
Not bad.
Decent little finish. Very composed to get in the box, take a couple of touches and then lift it rather than just get there, shit yourself and blast it over like everybody else did in that game just about.
Yeah.
But great ball from Bentancur too.
Yeah, that was.
Massive game from him. Yeah, unlucky Everton, lucky Spurs. Conte went absolutely mental.
But even like losing 2-0, I don't think it's too much of a devastating game for Everton fans.
They can hold. I think they can hold their head high after that.
Yeah,
it's not a terrible performance.
No.
It's like going off United and Tottenham. Like you lost both games, but I think there's a lot of positives in both for sure.
And you only look. I mean, you can see 4 and you score 1. It's not that terrible for 2 big teams.
What they need is to turn it around. Hopefully, they have that mindset as well that they aren't too derailed by those performances.
So they've got Newcastle next week.
Yeah.
Which is at St. James's.
It's a tough one.
Tough.
I've seen your prediction for that too, which we'll get into.
We'll touch on that,
A bit crazy, but predictions for that? Just quietly, for that one, another exact.
I wonder why he wants to know. Scassi, you had it 3-1 Tottenham. Jackie, you had it 2-1 Tottenham. I had it a 1-1 draw. And Benny had it 2-0 to Tottenham Hotspur.
2 exacts this week already.
Well done, lad. It's about time you started scoring some points. It's about damn time. So with the Premier League covered for the last 2 weeks so far, let's briefly touch on some Champions League games that happened in the week just gone.
Do we want to break in between?
The recaps?
Yeah, like do a topic.
Do you want to do that quiz?
Or do you want to just keep rolling through with the...
Well, I'd like to talk about the Champions League because it will take us on to the topic I'd like to discuss is
For the
Barcelona.
Barcelona, yeah.
So we'll just touch on these briefly. Maccabi put in 2 past Juventus.
They look terrible too, Juventus.
And they finished that game and came out and said Allegri's still our coach. So they've had a terrible start to the year.
They're not doing any good in Serie A either.
They're absolutely stinking up the gaff. Allegri somehow keeping that job there.
It was a dead week of Champions League fixtures.
Yeah.
A lot of draws, a lot of upsets.
Copenhagen and City, 0-0. PSG Benfica, 1-0. Zagreb and Salzburg, 1-0. Dortmund Sevilla, 1-0. Chelsea 2-0 against Milan, which was...
Big win.
That game was ruined by that red card, which is nowhere near a red card.
Tomori's red card is disgusting.
Yeah, soft, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So disgusting. Like
fair enough penalty, but never a red card. He still gets his shot off. Like he did. Mount didn't even go down.
No. And his hands, he never once held him back. He just put his arm across him. Like, it's a very good defensive move. Just the referee is very harsh.
Typical of this season.
Yeah. Shakhtar Donetsk and Madrid, 1-1.
Yeah.
Massive for him. Leipzig 2 against Celtic.
Madrid only got that because the 95th minute equaliser of Rudiger. His face smashed him.
Yeah, Rudiger.
Yeah, I
me.
think that's
Face is
12
cooked
stitches
now.
or something.
Yeah.
I think that ruined Celtic's chance as well, Big Ange, unfortunately.
Yeah, that game though, Celtic were way better. Way better than Leipzig. Like they played really well. They just couldn't finish.
How'd you say that?
Yeah.
Leipzig?
Leipzig.
Red Bull Leipzig.
You're right.
Napoli straight back up against Ajax 2, another 4-2 domination.
Scoring goals are fun, though.
Yeah,
Might win
they're
the
on a different level now.
Champions League this year.
No, come on now. Come on now.
Atletico Madrid and Club Brugge.
Another shout out to Bruges.
Shout out Brugge. Are they still undefeated?
In the, they've won 3 and draw. They're top of their group, which is a tough group.
Wild, right? Shout out
Atletico Madrid, they're outside of it too. So.
Yeah. You're going to end up in Europa. Porto 3-0 against Leverkusen. Leverkusen have been shit in the Champions League. I thought they might have a little bit about them,
So
but they don't.
Yeah.
Rangers and Liverpool 7-1.
fastest hat trick in Champions League history.
Yeah.
Oh, Salah.
I remember waking up to this and it was 1-1.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, Liverpool suck.
Yeah.
Go to work I worked for like an hour and I checked the score and it was 7-1. I was like, you got jokes. Liverpool still suck. But
Rangers are also, just by note, they are 2 goals away from having the worst ever Champions League run of any team in any competition ever. So at the minute, I think they're tied on result and goals against so far, and there's still 2 more games to play. So if they don't get a result in the next 2 games, they will be the worst team ever in the Champions League. So fuck you 7-1. It's against the worst team ever in the Champions League.
Well, at least we're in the competition. Let's play.
Hey, Europa's just as important, all right? We'll get onto the Barcelona result last because it will lead into the topic. So Bayern 4-2 against Victoria. They were fucking magnificent there.
Mane as well, love him, mate.
Mane's unreal.
Sané for me.
Sané
Maybe
as
come
well.
back.
Sané's a different man.
Oh,
Tottenham. He's saying Mane come back because Liverpool don't need Mane. Tottenham 3-2 against Frankfurt, finally picking up some points there, and Marseille 2-0 against Sporting.
So many red cards.
So many red cards again. Another week of red cards.
Touching on Tottenham, good for Son. Starting to get goals under his belt. Getting the 2 goals for that game.
And then the last game in the Champions League that I want to talk about, 3-3, Barcelona and Inter Milan.
This was mental.
Mental game. Absolutely mental.
Another red card.
Who was it?
Was there a red card?
No.
Yeah, there's a red card. I think it might have been a manager.
Oh, yeah, it was,
Yeah.
I forget his name. It was the manager.
one?
Inzaghi? Pipo? Or
Yeah.
Xavi?
No, Inzaghi, yeah.
Yeah. So this game here ended 3-3. Robin Gosens, great, and Lewandowski afterwards. Very dramatic ending of the
Last
game.
minute. Yeah.
All in the last 90. But this game now basically puts Barcelona into the Europa League.
Does it?
I think so, yeah. From what I was reading everywhere, I think...
Well, if you get
Then-
beaten by Bayern next week, then
Yeah,
definitely. Or even
which
a
is-
draw.
which is highly likely.
You have to win against Bayern.
Yeah, which is...
And Inter have to drop points against Victoria as well.
Yeah. So highly likely that Barcelona will go to Europa League. And the reason why I brought this up to talk to you boys this week is because their whole financial strategy, the whole bullshit we talked about in pre-season, all their signings, revolves on them making it to at least the quarterfinals of the Champions League, which means making it out of the group and winning a round of 16 game would give them enough money to be able to secure the fact to pay back all the people that they borrowed and moved money from.
There's so much debt. So
currently, they have to pay the rest of the Coutinho deal and the rest of the Griezmann deal. They're now on a deadline with I don't know the specifics, but they're on a deadline to pay it, which is 80 mil.
How much do they owe Liverpool? Is it like 50 for Coutinho?
40,
yeah.
40 mil pounds, I think. So it might be 50 mil euros or something.
Yeah.
But the article I sent you guys last night, it basically, all the levers they've been pulling, their economic levers, as Laporta's called, are things like they're selling off the future of the club. So they don't own the TV rights to the club. The sponsorship deal, selling off the naming rights to the Camp Nou. So the Camp Nou isn't actually the Camp Nou, it's the Spotify something stadium. Like, the things they've done...
They're destroying their club.
They even sold 10% of the club to... I forgot the company they sold it to, but they sold 10% for 100 million.
But it's a company that's kind of owned by Barcelona, so it's kind of just like moving funds between the two in a more legal way.
But still, like 100 mil for 10%, that means they're only valuing themselves at 1 billion. So even that shows a massive drop. Their club's worth $1 billion.
Like, it's very, 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 very possible with a bag lead result, which could happen because they might have to sell players. Barcelona this could be the last season of them. Realistically, and in no too dramatic terms, because they will financially run themselves into the bin.
If they don't beat Bayern, they're in the shit. And they can't afford to sell De Jong, is it?
No, well, that's the thing.
So
a lot of their players are coming out, like De Jong, saying, like, I fucking rejected way better. You could have paid me my money and I could be playing for United or for Chelsea, whoever came in for him, and he would be playing Champions League football or in a Europa League team that's actually going to go and do things.
Barca can't pay out his contract.
No. So they're in a real... And I wanted to bring this up because we've obviously mentioned a lot about money in football, Americans in football, this, that, the other. If we see a team like Barcelona disappear, it's very, very concerning. And the fact that it's been allowed to happen by the governing bodies of football, Barcelona, it's not like when we lose... And this is no disrespect to those lower league teams. When we lose a team like Bury or someone like that who goes into administration, who are historical teams, don't get me wrong, as in they've existed for a long time, but they're not a superpower of football like Barcelona.
Yeah.
Well, even like Rangers, they went down. It took them like 10 years to rebuild.
Exactly.
What's their accumulated debt? Do we know?
1 billion, I read.
It's over $1 billion. It might have been paid off a little bit by...
I wonder if someone would just buy out Barca. Like, we'll pay you debt, give you $1 billion on top of that. Like $2 billion is still good in terms of how big the franchise is. Then the new owner will have no debt because it's paid off, have full ownership of the club.
Yeah, that's how I think it'll go down. I don't think that they'll just fold. I don't think that'll happen. They're too big. There'll be too many big sort of spenders out there that can afford to pay their debt and buy the club.
Did I just say $2 billion debt? Did I just read that?
Yeah, they were. $1.97 billion, but that's dollars. So it's probably around
AUD or
no USD.
It
might be AUD.
Billion euro.
It'd be £1 billion euros ish around there. Yeah,
surely someone just buys the club. Like $2 billion is still cheap for Barca in terms of
the money making.
That's including paying off the debt.
Opportunity as well.
It'd have to be a consortium, so you'd have to again look to the Saudis,
it'd have to be someone big.
Like, I don't think there's enough American big players that would want to get involved, and especially not like as a business move to inherit Barcelona. To buy it, you have to pay off that debt.
That's what I'm saying. Like $2 billion is still cheap, and that's including paying off the debt.
Yeah, but they're going to want money on top of it because you can't just buy a club with zero, because they've got zero assets.
Oh, that's what I mean, like $1 billion to them as well.
Not to mention, they're also renovating the Camp Nou.
Yeah,
are they?
That's a huge part of...
Well, I've heard some shocking stories around how the Camp Nou is.
Yeah.
Like, just their infrastructure and how it's set up.
It's very old.
Dangerous,
Very not good. But yeah, so what they've done is they sold 25% of their domestic television rights for the next quarter of a century to a US investment firm for 400 million euros, which is insane. They sold 24.5 of Barca Studios, which is the club's digital businesses and like production firms and things like that, for 100 million euros, and then another 25% of that to another US investment firm.
Well, that's decreased the value of the club so much right there.
Yeah. So they just, on top of that, the thing with Spotify, and the naming rights to the Camp Nou is completely up to Spotify. 100%. Name it whatever they want. Like, obviously, we've seen this week for El Clasico, they'll be wearing the Drake OVO owl on front. I was discussing this, and I was saying, it's kind of shit for Barcelona fans.
Yeah.
Because you're going to want, a Drake shirt. Yeah, we'll buy that. It's kind of cool. But what if they just stick someone like fucking Central C or Doja Cat on the front? Just because they can. It's a weird, you know what I mean? It's a weird precedent to set.
Yeah.
So they're going to end up with 12 home shirts because they got fucking BTS on it and shit like that all throughout the season. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring it up. It's very, very concerning, I think, for football as a whole.
I'm surprised players are still wanting to go there at the moment. If they can't even afford to pay their own players' wages. Yeah. I'm surprised big players still going there, especially with what the forecast of future is looking like with them selling the rights of a lot of their ownership.
I mean,
it is interesting. When they had all the talks in the summer with all the signings they were looking at making, I just didn't think they would be interested with sort of, like you said, what's come out with not playing players and paying players,
I think a lot of it was them saying, no, we're going to have money because we're doing these things to do it.
Promises.
But the thing is, they're not, pretty soon.
It's all short term.
If they don't go through this Champions League group, there's going to be no money. The money's going to dry up real quick. Real quick.
What it sounds like to me is Laporte.
Yeah.
Laporte,
Yeah. Is too proud to sell. He wants to be able to fix it.
Well, he's not even the owner. He's just the president. I think.
Yeah, but he's making decisions.
Yeah, I might be incorrect in thinking that Spanish teams are much like Bundesliga teams and that they're mostly fan-owned. I might be incorrect in thinking.
I don't think that's correct because otherwise they wouldn't have sort of strongholded the Super League.
For me, you should have sold the club before you started signing percentages of your rights.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Decrease so much value in your club now.
Yeah. I think the big thing for me is that whoever is the owner, well, it might have been the president. They're trying to do a short-term fix for a long-term issue. It takes a long time to rebuild a club financially. So they should have taken it. I think there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it, and they've done it completely wrong way.
Butchered it completely.
I do agree with Jackie that it is pride because you can't have a team like Barcelona all the way. They need you need to let your big players go. You need to let De Jong go. You need to let Ter Stegen go. Araujo, Gavi, all these young
big players.
Yeah. You don't need to sign players like Rafinha, Koundé,
Lewandowski.
Yeah, they did a lot of good free business. And I think that Kessié on a free is unreal.
Yeah, so you're paying wages.
Yeah, but are they paying wages? That's the thing. It's so dodgy.
It's tough. How they can't even let De Jong go because you have to pay him to go.
Yeah.
Well, unless another club come in for him.
And then I think if someone's willing to pay his outstanding wages of
that's the thing. They've got all this money now, so this is where it all comes from. They pulled all these levers, and they have liquid cash. So
but they didn't sell anyone really.
No, but they've sold the club off. So they've not paid off the debt. They've just kept liquid cash and pushed that debt. Paid enough to keep the debt long. They've got liquid cash. So they have the 636 million or whatever it is that La Liga said they can come out and spend.
That's insane.
Failing their La Liga fair play or whatever.
But
yeah, very, very, very not good. And all sealed by a 89th minute draw against Inter Milan. Which is
92nd.
92nd.
89th was Robert Gooson's goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, insane.
Insanity.
All right. Well, should we push on to the quiz?
Yeah.
Quiz time.
Let's get quiz. Quizmaster
We
General.
need some sort of intro. Musical intro.
Oh,
I don't
it's a quiz.
Welcome to the intro.
All right.
All right, that's you
right,
then. That's you from now on, Scouse.
Sleep the laptops. I'm not.
All right. So what we've got here, guys, is we're going to do a similar to last week. I got 5 player guesses, like Jackie did. It's going to be a little bit different. We're still going to have the buzzer in to answer, and you only get 1 guess each clue. But regardless of when you guess it, you only get 1 point for getting it right. So there's no point system as much. But after we do the 5 player guesses, we're going to stem into a quiz, a 10-question quiz. And once again, one point per quiz question. And then count them up at the end, see who's got the most ball knowledge out of you 3.
Yeah, and make sure you play at home with us too. See if you can beat us to the answers.
Yeah.
And do we
Sure
just...
you will.
Yeah. So how do we buzz ourselves in? Do we just yell our name?
Yeah. If you want to just come up with a name for yourselves.
Jack.
That works.
I'm not going to remember that.
I was going to have mine as Jack.
Me too.
Yeah, well, you can get inventive or you can stay pretty simple. And go, yeah. So, Jack, Cal, I'm guessing? Or do you want to go Big Dick or something cool?
Well, Ibrahim Cal is too long to say, so I'll just say Cal.
good choice. And Scouse, I guess.
Yep.
Right, or Scouse?
That's just 1 syllable. Scouse is 1 syllable.
Okay.
Yep, Scouse. Yep, I'll say Scouse, about the same length.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You just know what I'm talking about when I say it.
Okay, we'll get started. Player guesses. So the first one, okay. So he debuted for Oviedo in 2003.
Cal.
Go on.
Santi Cazorla.
No.
Is that the clue?
That's the clue, yeah.
Debuted for Oviedo.
I made him pretty hard.
Was that it? Say it again. Say the clue again, sorry.
Debuted for Oviedo, Real Oviedo, in 2003.
2003.
You know it? I don't know.
It was one of 3.
I don't think you do know it.
Third. Yeah, I do.
No, he does.
Okay.
I don't think you do,
I
mate.
do.
It's not.
I got nothing.
You passing?
I just want to chuck a random name up there. Let's just fucking go. Oh, I don't even know. I'm having the mind blank now. I'm trying to think of Spanish players and I can't even think of any of that around that age. Fuck, I don't know. Diego Costa. It's wrong, but
No.
I'm saying it.
Jackie, do you want to answer or no?
No.
Okay, I think.
Fair.
All right. Moved to Swansea in 2012.
Michu.
Correct.
It was one of 3 because I know Santi Cazorla, Juan Mata, and Michu all started at Oviedo.
Yeah.
And I was like, Cazorla?
Yeah. Cal.
Well done.
1 point to Cal. All right. Second player. Made my debut for Lecce in Italy in 2004.
Ooh, Italian.
Stumped us.
Yeah. Lecce. I got nothing.
Pass, everyone.
Yeah, I'll pass.
These are fucked.
Scouse has got it.
Lecce.
Lecce.
I can't even think of where Lecce is in Italy.
What do you mean? Like what?
Yeah,
Part?
what part of Italy, yeah.
Yeah, it's right near Lecce.
2004.
I'm trying to think what age you would be.
He would have just retired not long ago.
Yeah, you'd be in and around retirement age.
Right.
Yeah,
there's going to be a time. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I had my breakthrough 2 seasons for Feyenoord from 2012 to 2014, earning a move to Southampton in 2014 for £8 million.
Graziano Pelle.
That's the one.
Go.
Lecce. You know you
I
boys
guessed
can
that.
show up anytime you want. 2 points to Cal.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3. I'm an English midfielder who debuted for City in 2002, playing 130 games for them over a 5-year spell.
2007.
2002.
Jack. Stephen Ireland.
No. English.
English 2002.
I thought he was.
No, he's Irish.
Manchester City. I got nothing.
It's a good shout though. I'll say. You got nothing? Pass.
Gareth Barry.
Stop looking up my phone, by the way. Incorrect. Okay. Became a sort of a journeyman player playing for Newcastle, QPR, Marseille, Burnley, and Rangers.
Joe Button.
That is correct.
Motherfucker. Bristol
Well
Rovers manager.
That was the next the next clue.
Oh, you bastard.
Should have got that one.
Yeah, well, City, not Rovers.
All right.
Suck.
Now we got the next one. This one's pretty tough. I'm an English midfielder that made my debut in 1998 for Gravesend and Northfleet after spending my youth career at West Ham. I'm guessing you all want to pass.
Joe
that.
Cole?
Incorrect. And please use your buzzer.
Sorry. You're just looking into my eyes.
Are we passing?
Scales, fuck it. Frank Lampard.
Incorrect.
English midfielder.
Played for a handful of teams, including Peterborough, Wigan, Fulham, Hull, and Ipswich Town. My biggest spell was with Wigan.
Cal. Jimmy Bullard.
That is correct.
Yeah, the
Bulldog. Fucking Bulldog.
So 3 Cal, 1 Jack, 0 Scouse.
Isn't like golf, so the closest to 0.
All right, the last player. I made my debut for North Jersey Imperials in 1997.
Fucking hell.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
1997.
Jersey.
Passes?
Yeah.
Okay, I made a $4 million transfer to Manchester United in 2003.
Scales. Oh, that's way. I've butchered the time period here. 2003. Oh, I've butchered it.
What were you going to say?
It's going to sound stupid. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say it anyway. Nanny.
No. Why would you say that? Just I guess just an extra clue on the first clue.
Oh.
North Jersey Imperials is an American team.
I figured that from the dollar.
Yeah,
track.
but I know some. Oh fuck! I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking Portugal's in South America. I was thinking Portuguese language.
No.
Portugal's not in South America either.
Did we ever? Oh, Cal, Tim Howard.
Tim Howard is correct.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be your one, to be honest.
Big Timmy.
Okay, so that's the player guesses rounded up. Cal on 4, Jack on 1, and Scouse on 0 still.
Just looking at Sky staring up into the distance.
To process me thoughts.
Okay, now we're pushing on to the quiz questions. Okay, same story. Just buzz in.
Yeah.
Okay, and what we'll do here is we'll just basically go one round through. So whoever goes first, and then second and third, and then we'll go back through. Okay, what Premier League stadium has the largest capacity?
Cal.
Go on.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Incorrect.
Scales.
Yeah.
Old Trafford.
Correct. Scouse is off the mark.
I knew it was
That's
Old
poor.
Trafford too,
That's
but I was
poor
like,
from you.
Yeah, is Hotspur bigger?
It's like 74,000.
That is, I think it's 79, but that's close. Okay, which team won the Premier League in the 2014-15
Jack.
season?
Leicester.
Incorrect.
Scales. Chelsea.
Yes.
Yes.
Scouse.
baby.
All right. Who is the all-time top goal scorer in the Prem?
Scales.
Cal.
Shearer.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
All right. Which team has a nickname the Foxes?
Cal.
Oh.
Leicester.
Correct. Which team is the Molineux home to?
Cal. Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Correct. So let's just update the scores. 6, 1, 1. Yeah, 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Who is the current assist leader?
Scales. De Bruyne.
Yes. 4 points to you now. Who has scored the most headers in Premier League?
Cal.
Scales.
Cal.
Shearer.
Incorrect.
Wait, is it all time or current?
Who scored the most headers in Premier League history?
Oh, in history. Fuck, I'm just going to say Andy Carroll.
Incorrect.
He's a big cunt, surely. Get your head on it.
Jackie, you want to dime in?
Wayne Rooney.
Incorrect. It's piss poor from you boys.
Not Cratchy, is it?
It is.
Oh, motherfucker.
I
Of
know
course
one-
it's Croatia, my hero.
You got it.
There's one of the big
Oh, do I
boys.
get it?
Yeah, well, you had a go. Jackie and Scouts both had a go. So.
Yeah.
7 points to you, Cal.
Jumble.
Who is the current Fulham manager?
Cal? Marco Silva.
Correct.
Fuck, too quick on the buzzer.
I'm competitive.
All right. Which Premier League goalkeeper has the most penalty saves this season?
Scouts. Henderson.
Correct.
Dino. Big Dino.
What's that, 5 for you?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll
Which
just
Premier
say
League?
6.
Which Premier League team was founded first?
Cal? Fuck. I don't even know. Aston Villa?
Incorrect.
Scouts. It would have been Everton.
Incorrect.
What? They were founded before.
You were
No.
You were
I was
close.
thinking Everton was...
Oh, what are you looking at me like, what?
Aston Villa is second, but
Yeah.
Good-
I was gonna
good
say,
shout.
I'm trying to think of the oldest teams. Like, Villa
You
were
gotta-
an originator.
you got a time limit here, Jackie. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Listeners need to hear it. 4, 3, 2.
Jack
One.
City.
No.
I knew that one, but I had nothing.
We'll
Wolves.
go back through. Cal, are you first? Wolves, that shout? No.
It's got to be a northern team, surely.
Yeah. I just realised you meant close. Yeah. No.
What?
You said I was close, so I was thinking geographically close.
No.
That's what I'm
But
thinking too.
You would think Aston Villa are the second oldest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Close.
All right, 10.
Is it in the Premier League
Yeah.
or just
Yeah, no.
or
in
in the English pyramid?
no, Premier League. But these are the first founded team in the English pyramid,
Yeah. Fuck.
I believe.
This is every
Right,
listener is fucking
yeah.
raging at us right now.
I don't know. It was a hard one.
Gassy, give us an answer, mate.
Come
I'm waiting for the countdown. I'm still thinking.
10,
I'm waiting
9,
to the
8,
left.
Sunderland.
What?
Incorrect, because it's a Premier League team.
Still me go.
All right, 10.
That's why I
Leeds.
asked about the
No.
Fuck.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Forest?
No. Good shout, but 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
It's so embarrassing.
Whose go is it?
Either one.
West Ham.
No.
Fuck.
Fuck, we just go through every team.
Yeah, at this rate, fucking. It can't be.
10,
It's not United, is it?
no.
Can't
10,
be us.
9,
It's got to be Northern.
8,
Newcastle.
7. Incorrect. 10,
Fucking hell.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Brentford.
4, no, 3, well, 10,
Fuck me.
9, 8, 7, 6, come on, Jackie, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Brighton.
Incorrect.
It's not the Gooners, is it?
Incorrect.
Fucking hell.
That was my next guess.
Yeah.
Why is this so hard?
10. No. This is probably terrible content, but
Yeah, fuck.
no.
Who haven't we said?
Jackie.
We've gone like 8 rounds though.
All right, shall we make it? This is worth like 3 points. What's the difference between you two?
I don't know.
Oh no, I think I'm on 6.
Yeah, I think if this will be worth 3 points. But if you
I
take
think
it,
I'm on-
Jackie.
It's
I'm
worth
on,
it.
Yeah.
I'm on 8 or 9.
Go on, Jackie. What do you got?
Well, you're the quiz master. You should know how many points we're on that.
Oh, I've got them all up here, mate.
Is it my go?
No, it's Jackie. 5, 4, 3.
Crystal Palace.
Yes, correct.
Fucking hell.
All right.
Trying to think what's close to the Royals.
Yeah.
Surely he would have been down there.
So that is the wrap up of the quiz. It was going really well until that last question.
Yeah.
It's made yourselves look terrible.
What was the scores?
So Scouts finishes on 9. I think you finish on 8, Cal. 7 or 8. Jackie, you finished on 1.
Fucking hell, I had 0 not long ago. Look at that, boys.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Big comeback from Scousey.
That's
Well
what we
done.
do, mate, you know. Bit like the 2005 championship.
Fuck off. All right.
Oh, well, we got there. That last one, fucking hell, I just went blank, eh?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of Northern teams. That's where I went wrong.
Yeah, I know. I was
I
like,
was like, wait. Surely it was near the fucking Royals.
so that takes us on to next week then, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo's for next week. So Starting us off next week.
You have these all written out before you come.
My little quips.
Yeah.
No, that's just how we're talking. Brit hates it. First game of next week, which is game week 12, potentially. 12, 13.
It's the next game.
Yeah, the next game, whatever it is. Starts off with Brighton versus Nottingham Forest at the Amex. Scass, you've gone 2-0 Brighton. Jackie, you've gone 2-1. Benny, you've gone 2-0. And I've gone 3-0 to Brighton. Next up, at Selhurst Park, the oldest team in the English pyramid, Crystal Palace versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Scass, you've got it 1-1. Benny, you've got 1-0 Crystal Palace. Jackie, you've gone 2-1 Crystal Palace, as have I. Next up, down south, Southern Clash, Bournemouth versus Southampton. Scass, you've gone 1-0 Bournemouth. Jackie's gone 1-0. Benny's gone 1-0. And I've gone 1-0 Southampton. Arsenal versus Man City, the top of the table clash, 1 versus 2, whichever way they align after this weekend.
Game of the week.
Scass, you've gone 3-1 City. Jackie, you've gone 3-2 City. Benny, you've also gone 3-2 City. And I've gone a 3-3 draw.
I hope it's a 3-3.
Big
Be
game.
interesting if Arsenal win that.
Massive for them.
Statement.
Brentford versus Chelsea at home for Brentford. 2-1. Scass got it for Chelsea. Jackie and Benny both got it 2-0 for Chelsea, and I've got it 3-1 for Chelsea. Liverpool versus West Ham. Scassy and Jackie, the Liverpool boys, are back on the same page this week. 2-0 win for them. For Liverpool, Benny's gone a 2-2 draw, and I've got a 1-0 win for Liverpool. Newcastle versus Everton, massive game at St James's Park. Scassy and Jack have both gone for another 2-0 win. Benny's gone for a 2-1, and I've gone for a 4-0 thrashing for Newcastle.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, you know, I mean, they're balling out. Another massive game at Old Trafford. United versus Tottenham. Scash has gone 2-1 Tottenham. Jackie's gone 2-1 United. Benny's gone 2-0 United. I've gone 1-0 Manchester United.
Fake fan.
Well, grow up.
Seems like a realist to me.
I just don't want to wear that fucking Liverpool shirt. Mate. Fulham versus Villa at Craven Cottage. Scash has gone 1-0 Villa. Jackie's gone 2-1 Villa. Benny's gone 2-1 Fulham. I've gone for a 1-0 draw. And last but not least, Leicester versus Leeds at the King Power Stadium. Scash and Jackie back again with a 1-0 win for Leicester. Benny's gone 1-0 Leeds, and I've gone 2-1 Leeds.
Interesting.
So, I would do a total up of our scores so far for our points, but I haven't done it, so okay, so. But Scass has had 2 massive weeks of 10 plus points. So week before last he got 10.
Stinker.
Last week he got 12. Jackie 2 weeks ago got 5. Last week got 9. Benny 2 weeks ago and last week both got 8, and I both got 6s the last couple of weeks. So
Liverpool boys are
12 and 10. We know ball
doing
age.
bits.
I mean, Scash does. Jackie's just here. Yeah, 2 weeks ago you had a stinker. Last week you actually did.
I actually think I might be on top. You know.
I think you might be. I think you were. I think you were second, and you crept up.
So mind your tongue, mate.
Well, last I counted, I was in first, so I can punch downwards as much as I like. But yeah, big games next week
until we get the total.
Yeah, big games last week. Yeah, well,
Big games tonight.
Big
Liverpool
games.
versus
Yeah,
City.
the massive games tonight. Obviously, Liverpool City.
What time's that?
1:30.
Yeah, terrible time.
I was going to stay up for United.
1:30
Is it?
on a Monday morning. Yeah.
Gross. Thanks Australia for being the other side of the world, mate, making it really hard for us to watch football.
You boys think Liverpool get it done?
What did I predict? I think I predicted.
You predicted a 3-2.
Yeah.
Liverpool win.
I've predicted 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think Liverpool get it done?
I think we could.
Very
It was a fair question. We asked that when you
Yeah.
And we argued about it for ages, and you got flogged like I said you would. But anyway, next week, tonight's game.
That's a fair point.
Haaland. It would be I'd love to see a big scoreline either way.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to see Haaland score 8, but then I'd love to see like just to bury Liverpool.
Haaland and Salah both to score 8 each.
Imagine if he gets a hat trick against Liverpool as well, though.
Would be,
That
yeah,
would be
well,
nice.
it's away. He's only really been hat trick form at home. So washed anywhere else, mate.
Right.
But I think that rounds out the potty for this week, boys.
Does
Record time.
Little short one, little shorty. It felt like there was a lot of football.
Like a melody in my head.
Yeah, I thought we were going to go overboard, to be honest, after our recap of last week.
Yeah.
But done well. Brought it back.
Boys.
We probably could have touched on the recaps a bit more on the games that happened this morning. But
A few stinkers, to be honest.
yeah, they weren't too interesting. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to touch on just quickly was that the breakthrough in the Mason Greenwood case.
Yeah. Save it to last.
Yeah, not really much to say, but basically there's been breaking news that he has now been charged, officially charged with, I think it's rape, assault, and
some other terrible things I was reading earlier.
Then Manchester ended up bringing out a statement around it too, saying he's staying suspended until further notice.
Which, just to reiterate, doesn't mean he's guilty yet.
No.
It just
it's still in the judicial system. It's just this is the first time the charges have been official, and he's not just arrested.
Yeah, that all it means is now they have sufficient evidence to go to court.
That Gylfi Sigurdsson thing is just been like not swept under the rug, but in terms of media, there's
that's
nothing
because
about
it's involving children.
Yeah, that's
They have to, like the same with this. There's the Greater Manchester Police never once name dropped Mason Greenwood because he's still obviously not so much now, but at the time of the charges, and they were both around minors, so they just, as a point of policy, don't give that information out. But yeah, the Gylfi one, all the victims are minors.
Why are you smiling when you say that? It's not very funny.
No, it's just, it's not. I'm not laughing at it. I'm not saying, oh, he's funny rapist. But I'm just saying it's one of them ones there, you know.
Should we move on to another topic that's talked about weekly? And Archie Gray.
How's
he doing?
Still no response on the Instagram.
Did he play?
No, he wouldn't have played.
Oh, they haven't played yet. They're playing tonight. He's not on the fucking bench tonight as well.
Honestly, Archie, we still worry about you, mate. We've still not heard back.
I wonder actually if you can have a look at the Premier League 2 lineups and things like that.
Yeah, under 23s or whatever.
Yeah.
So, just on the Greenwood, he was arrested again on the weekend for breaching his bail conditions because he tried to reach out to his victim.
Really?
Yeah. That's why they got him, and that's why now charges have been made on rape and assault.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how they got him. But again,
why would you do that?
The Greater Manchester statement is just that a 21-year-old man breaching his bail conditions was arrested on Saturday. Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very touchy one still.
That actually reminds me, just when I was doing the quiz, you know, Joey Barton served a 6-month sentence.
Yeah.
Prison. Yeah. That was
fixing.
No, it was assault and affray.
Yeah. And he also got banned from football for match fixing or something.
Yeah, right.
Joey Barton.
Absolute and he's mental for the Rovers on the sideline.
Is he?
Like, he's been sent off from the dugout several times.
Typical.
Yeah, I'll
Well said.
No, got some things to say off air, but I'll wait till we finish recording.
Okay. Well, should we wrap it up there?
Yeah, let's end it there. Thanks everyone for listening, watching.
Subscribe, comment, let us know your thoughts.
Drop us a like, whether you listen on audio or on YouTube. Drop us a like. It's massive for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you want to know, what you want to see. Mm-hmm. Who's the most ludicrous and delirious of us all?
Yeah.
Who's the genius?
Yeah, he's the genius.
Me as well.
But yeah, thanks for listening. See you in the next one.
Cheers, guys.